Hey, this is a podcast. No, wait, it's a comedy podcast. Well, we tried to make it a comedy podcast, and it's not meant to offend anyone. So don't get offended, okay? And wait, there's something else. Oh, yeah, yeah. Listener discretion is advised.
Audiomatic presents Our Last Week.
Welcome.
Hi, Pal.
Hi, Kunaal.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just pouring myself a glass
Glass
of
of
water.
water.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
I thought I was always fascinated by radio plays.
I was. Yeah, but you've done a few as well.
I've done a couple. They're a fascinating thing.
And we've done quite a bit of audio and sounds. If you listen to, say, BBC Radio 4, those sounds are quite nice. It's like, and then my grandmother slept. There's like a little bit of.
Yeah.
And they really get authentic sounds.
They actually get a grandmother to snore.
Yeah, like if we've already started, I don't know if we have.
Yeah.
Our listeners can get a glimpse of Kunaal Roy Kapoor drinking a glass of water. And what is the value of that? To me, it's priceless. Like, to me, it's more than the Mona Lisa. Just that audio clip of you just doing this. It's more valuable than me doing it.
Yeah. But it's a good thing that you are not in charge of putting value on things.
Correct.
It's a great thing. And I think that the value of things
Yeah.
is a very interesting discussion. Like to say that a sound,
Yeah, it's valuable to me.
and that's what I'm saying, that generally, sounds don't have as much value as visuals.
And it's sad. Like, for example, someone will pay, say, 2 crores
Yeah.
for a flat in so
For a
different
that
sound.
offers priceless.
There's a
part.
good sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're in the business of sounds.
Yes,
because we're hoping our listeners fall in love with our sounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they sure will not fall in love with us if they knew us as people.
Yeah.
So a flat in Wadala,
Yes.
say in Bombay, would cost 2 crores.
Yes.
I'm saying the sound of you drinking water should cost the same. This is why I'm not in charge of real estate in Bombay. But I'm saying that to me has the same value.
And that's so there are two discussions here.
Yeah.
One is that you should not be in charge of putting value on
Fair enough.
sounds or things or
Correct.
flats
Correct.
or people.
Correct. This is, of course, in a world where you're in charge of
I'm not in
people who are putting value.
No.
So you're at a higher status.
No, I'm not in charge either.
You're just
I'm
saying,
just
as
saying
a
that
member
you
of the
are
public,
not.
I
I'm just
shouldn't
saying
be.
that you shouldn't be,
Fair
and
enough.
you are not.
And
I'm
I'm
just
not.
saying that generally there is no one person who's putting a value on things. It's a society that puts a value on a thing.
And, I'm sure there are enough listeners who would value your voice, and we can ask them, they can write to us on social media, who put the value of your voice at the same as at least a 2-bedroom flat in Wadala or Chanakyapuri or somewhere. I
Right.
don't know if Chanakyapuri is more expensive than Wadala or Whitefield in Bangalore or somewhere.
Yeah.
Not abroad because your voice is not worth that. But I'm just saying locally,
Yeah.
somewhere, there has to be someone walk into a property and say, this property is rubbish. I think his voice is better than that.
See, I'm saying
clip.
a clip. But then the thing is that there are voices that are actually
Yeah.
more expensive. Like say now tomorrow you said Lata Mangeshkar's voice. I mean,
How
her,
much
her
would-
voice is more valuable than all of Wadala.
How much would, say, Indian people pay for a personalized message from Shah Rukh Khan? Voice message.
Like whatever.
Same as a flat,
No,
I'd say.
not so much. Right.
I think so. I think if you got a video clip, like say if you wished somebody happy birthday
Yeah.
and you have many fans, and someone said, I'm willing to pay a certain amount for Kunaal Roy Kapoor to wish me a happy birthday without his shirt on,
Right.
right? I assume heartthrob men.
Right.
There are many heartthrob men in India. Say Siddharth Malhotra, John Abraham, Aditya Roy Kapoor. These are all attractive men. I assume that there are young men, women, whatever, who would pay good money for a video from them,
Right.
shirtless.
Right.
which would probably be a higher value than you saying doing a video shirtless.
Yes.
Or lower value or higher value. I don't know. But visual value would be higher than say you
Then
drinking a
just
glass
the-
of
yeah,
water.
yeah. So I think that then what we should consider is making this show a visual show.
No, but then might decrease because we
It
are
might
not
decrease.
heartthrobs.
No, yeah, that's true.
I mean, the heart will throb,
Yeah.
but
But it'll
more
come out
towards
of
the
yeah.
blood pressure direction, not
It'll come out of a
towards.
certain tension.
It's not towards
And a
eroticism.
certain kind of
Yeah,
discomfort.
It's like, we saw this video,
Yeah.
this happy birthday video. Then we got a heart attack and we
And
died.
I watched their podcast.
Yeah.
But it was much worse than listening to
Much,
them.
and I don't even listen to them.
Yeah.
You recently raised a concern, Kunal,
Mm-hmm.
a conundrum about things blowing up.
You know, I have had this discussion recently with a few cousins, and there's this fear
Yeah, yeah,
that has been drilled into us since we were very young
yeah,
about putting on the geyser
yeah.
in the bathroom.
Yeah.
The hot water geyser.
Wear slippers. Be careful.
Wear your chappals.
Yeah.
How can you go there? How can you put it on without chappals? Where are your rubber chappals? So I'm saying that you wear rubber chappals, and some people would even have a stick,
Yeah.
a wooden stick to reach out and put the switch of the geyser on. Once the geyser was on, it would be news around the house.
Yeah.
It would be like, the geezer's on, huh? I'm just there. Listen, the geyser is on.
The
Just
geyser
wait
is
5
on.
minutes. And then it would be, you didn't put the geyser off. You didn't put the geyser off. How can you forget to put the geyser off? And so the
Blow up,
geyser,
it'll blow up.
It'll blow up. We'll all die. And ultimately you think that, it's a geyser. It has a thermostat, like fuse of the geyser going off, or you'd have the odd geyser burst. But it's not... I don't think it wasn't like a life-threatening thing. It wasn't like gas. Gas was another appliance in the house, which there would be a mortal fear of it.
So let's make a little list of early 90s, just pre-Manmohan Singh infrastructure objects in an Indian household that could blow up.
And still can, some of them.
Can still blow up. One is Indian gas.
Yes.
Yes. That was
HP.
the HP gas.
HP gas. Bharat gas.
Cylinder blowing up. Big concern.
Cylinder blowing up, gas smell.
Suspicious.
I can smell gas, huh? I can smell gas. Just see.
So that
जाके देखो मुझे gas का smell आ रहा है. Gas का बास आ रहा है यहाँ से. And you'd get angry at the person. Because you'd be like, how can you leave the gas on? Then you
Yeah.
go, you check everything.
क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे?
क्या हो रहा है? अपनी gas on छोड़.
So when
Which is
that
a
blew
problem,
up,
as
it's
in,
a problem.
Yeah.
Would that whole red thing blow up?
Yeah, that was the main thing. The red cylinder
Yeah.
would blow up, and that's taken a few lives in many different parts of the
Unfortunate
country.
kitchens have blown up. Yeah.
They have.
Even fires and industrial kitchens, restaurants, many times
Yes.
in the old days,
Yes.
all lit by gas. I used to live above a restaurant
Yeah.
in Bandra that had a gas explosion.
Oh man.
Yeah, and there was a fire, but this being India and the resilience, it was a Mughlai restaurant,
Yeah.
kebab, etc. None of the people left.
This is continued eating.
Continued. There was a full fire, and one guy I could see saying, "Mera kebab kyun late hai?" And the waiter's like, "Aa raha hai, sir, just 2 minutes." His whole kitchen was on fire because of a gas explosion. But the customers didn't seem to want to run.
They
If
still
anything,
don't-
they were perturbed by the time it was taking. And then the waiter, I heard him say, "Kitchen mein kuch problem hai." Yeah, the problem is the gas
Cylinder फूट
exploded
गया.
and the chef's head is gone.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
थोड़ा अलग टेस्ट का कबाब आएगा आज.
Slightly different, slightly more charred than
Yeah.
usual. But they're all dead. So,
See, this was a genuine thing. We've had fears of like putting switches on.
yeah.
Like
Electric shock.
doorbell, electric shock, then the inverter and the generator in other cities that used to have a lot of inverters.
We had a
and
Yamaha
generators.
generator, and there was a guy in our house. He was the cook.
Hmm.
But only he was, when I was a child, only he was allowed to put the oil in and put on the generator.
Let him do it.
Stay away.
Don't go there.
So, what do you think my parents were afraid of? That the whole generator.
No, that was your competence. They were afraid of your competence to put it on.
Correct.
You didn't have the expertise, and then in the chance that anything happened, they would rather that it happened to the staff.
And I want to
Which
spend
is the case in all families.
all Indian families. That I want to talk about that staff in the average Indian middle class family who's always the first line of fire.
It's always, let him do it.
That guy, he's or her, but usually a guy, he's been with the family for years.
Yeah.
And he's always the guy putting on the geyser first. He's always the guy trying the gas on first. So they are willing to he knows that his life is to be sacrificed.
I think the big change now is that now we've made a thing of the person of the family doing it first. Because now there's more confidence in the appliance. It's like, first let him put on the TV. It's his TV.
Yeah.
Earlier it was always, usko karne do. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Let him. So I think now there's the change is basically now we've grown a little bit more comfortable with the appliance.
So you're saying the pre-liberalization uncle is still not convinced that the thing won't blow up. But you're saying the pre-liberalization fear is still there.
See, that fear is still there because now whether we like it or not, when we enter the bathroom, we always look up once at the geyser to see the light. And
I'm a child of the 80s.
On or off. And then that fear, it's on. And so now I have to put it off. So your heart is always going to skip a little beat when you go to put your hand on that geyser switch and you go tuck and you know that you're not dead.
But I have been electrocuted in the 80s.
That's what I'm saying, because we didn't have faith in the electrical. But now things have changed a bit. Now, like we haven't gotten like from the geyser switch, there's that mortal fear of death.
So 30 years of foreign consumer goods.
We're going to take that to our grave, though.
No, we will. This kids' generation won't.
Probably not. Yeah.
But we will. But also, say the Ambassador car in the old days, the Fiat or whatever, there was no guarantee if you accelerated, it would go forward. It could go in any direction. So our fear of devices comes from the thing that it would never do the thing it promised.
Yeah.
Like there was no TV made in India that would work by putting it on. Pre-liberalization. You put it on, you hit it a few times. Then you sort of got a channel, which you then adjusted with the antenna. Then you watch TV.
Correct.
So we're not used to the device is never going to do the thing that it promised.
Yeah.
The radio being smashed for it to work, slapped a few times, was the way to put on the radio.
Yeah. It was a different sort of relationship we had with our appliances.
So therefore, it's still there in India now. Now say they promise you Wi-Fi and it doesn't come. So now everything is wired to Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi doesn't always work. So in many ways, it's to remind our generation that don't get too comfortable.
Don't get carried away.
Don't forget where you came from.
Don't let it go to your head.
Remember that bursting geyser?
Yeah.
That ambassador that went backwards. Don't expect 24 hours of Wi-Fi just because you wired your house to Amazon Echo. And nothing works.
Yeah.
At least we're not killing you. Be grateful.
This is just a gentle reminder.
Yeah. Don't forget where you came from. So there's a beautiful Hindi word, aukad.
Yeah.
Don't forget your status. You are here. But today's kids will say, but I can be anywhere.
Yeah.
I've got a Paytm account, I've got a phone, I've got GPay, I can be... So they can't digitally keep you to your card.
Yeah.
So they infrastructurally remind you.
Yeah.
You've forgotten who you are. Let me just switch off your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Let me bring it to 215 Mbps.
Apne aukad mein raho.
Then we'll see who you are.
Yeah. So let's get into a break.
Yeah, let's do a break. This is a break.
This is the break.
This is a break.
Welcome to the break.
What was it earlier? Not a break.
That was not a break.
This is a break. During this break, we would like to advertise a product.
What should we advertise?
Hands.
Yeah.
Hands. Without it,
it's a little tougher.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Get hands.
Yeah.
Live life to the fullest. So, if you don't want to listen to shit ads like this,
don't listen to these ads.
Do something with your life.
Yeah.
Go to patreon.com.
Yeah.
Where you will not have to listen to us talking nonsense.
Yeah, and you don't have to listen to this garbage part of the podcast.
This garbage part. You can listen to other garbage parts of the podcast.
And you can listen to it ad free.
For you to be on Patreon, get special episodes, merchandise, live shows.
Yep.
And many other benefits. Go to patreon.com /
our last week.
Bye. Kunaal.
Yes.
I'm in the middle of shifting homes.
Yes.
And I'm in a bit of an odd conundrum of things to leave and things to take. Now, the conundrum is never big things. Furniture you'll always take, or you take it to the movers. TV, fridge, ACs, whatever. The conundrum are tiny things during a house move that you don't know what to do with. Like, should I or should I not take my iPhone receipt? My iPhone is 4 years old. Do I need that receipt for the iPhone purchase? Originally, the house I lived in, I paid a contractor some money to make some floors. Do I keep that receipt? He hasn't come to me for 10 years. Will he? There's a papers of a settled court case for a book I wrote called Disco Dancer, and the producer was very upset and filed a case against me. Now that case is solved. I have those papers. Should I keep, or like, it's always, the conundrum is always what paper, because otherwise what happens is if you take everything to the new house, you're just living with piles of papers.
See, every one of these things are decisions, and
Yes.
the problem is that everyone takes at least a percentage of your day, and then when you multiply it by the number of things you have, many days will have gone, because everyone takes at least 5 minutes to decide. This certificate, this thing, this medal from school.
Yeah.
I've got 4 cups that I won in 50 meters freestyle. Do I want it? Do I melt it? Do I what do I do with
What
this?
do I do?
That,
So I'm going to ask you 5 things.
Yeah.
5 things that from yesterday to today I haven't been able to decide whether to keep. My resignation letter for my job. I haven't had a job since 2011. The letter says he has resigned voluntarily and he hasn't been fired. I used to work for a company called Thomson Reuters. I still have that letter. Keep or throw?
Keep.
Second, old laptop.
Yeah.
I've transferred all the data to the new laptop. The old laptop is just getting old and rotting. Keep or throw?
Throw.
Throw? What if someone finds it? What is our biggest fear? There's data in it. They find all the data. They get all my passwords and they take everything.
And then
away.
that's it, the end of your life.
Yes.
Otherwise, destroy. Destroy should always be an option.
But destroy means each home should come with a machine to destroy things.
Or a person.
But
Just a guy with a big hammer.
just downstairs.
Aare isko todo.
Your own Thor. You're saying
Yeah.
everyone deserves a Thor.
Because I think that, there are some things you don't want to give away.
Yeah.
Some things you feel like they're in such a bad state
Yeah.
that you feel nobody deserves this.
Yeah.
I've suffered with this item for so long.
Yeah.
Why should other people share in this suffering?
Yeah.
It needs to be destroyed into the smallest particles possible.
Correct.
And that's when you need your own destroyer on the side.
So you need like a Norse god with a hammer.
With a big hammer and like one of those, those wooden blocks.
Yeah.
And a guy just smashes the things on the side.
Like how in the olden days there'd be a head on there.
Yeah.
Instead it's your laptop.
It's a laptop. Then it's a table that is only meant for a telephone. Those small tables which have, like, I have one of those, which it's like a tall table and then it becomes very narrow on the top. And
You can't even sit on it.
You can't put a file on it because it's too small for a file. You can't put a book also on it. The only thing it'll take is an old telephone. And that, that block telephone, it just sits on it.
Hello, wo ghar mein nahi hai.
Tongue, and you put it down. It's just a very narrow, tall. What am I going to do with this? So,
But will you take that when you move?
I
Like
will. The problem
yeah.
is, the problem
Yeah.
is that I will, because some items have memory in the sense that you can reimagine what to do with it. I'll probably use it as a planter or something. Or put a planter into some such thing. But there are things in our lives that we need destroyed. I have
You
so
gotta
many.
leave it behind.
Yeah, I have old socks. Okay, and the old socks, the top of the socks gets stretchy. They don't sit up on the ankle. They're sagging. They don't look like anything, and you can't donate this also, because which person is going to take a donation for these things?
We'll
So
come
you
to
think
that. I have a
I'm gonna
suggestion
to-
for that.
So I don't even want someone else to use it and suffer with this thing. It's like stained.
You
and
want
dirty.
someone to burn those socks
It
in
has to be
front of
burned.
you.
Yeah, so that guy, the destroyer,
The
or the
destroyer.
lady destroyer,
Every
whoever
house
it is,
before a move
Yeah.
needs a mover and a destroyer.
mover, destroyer, and then one
I'm
person.
Kalpesh the destroyer.
Destroyer. I'm the destroyer of things.
इसको जलाओ, इसको तोड़ो.
Yeah. इसको कुछ अलग तरीके से नष्ट करो.
yeah. So it's just ground to dust.
Yeah.
You want your own industrial grinder.
Yeah.
I haven't issued a check since 2017. What about a checkbook that has 4 check leaves on it? 4 little things that's still there.
See, I'm very tense about all those things. So then first I'll cancel the check.
Burn them.
I'll cut it into small pieces, and then some sort of incineration, or then. But if you want to get rid of it, it has to be destroyed fully. Because I always think of someone, sticking a check together and then submitting it, although it's not going to work, obviously, but
But we have these thoughts.
fraud.
Fraud. Someone will find this.
That's how we're brought up, no?
Yeah.
They're going to take you for a ride for everything you've got.
But this checkbook
It's
is torn.
it's torn. You don't know.
You don't know what people do.
Yeah.
Last one. My very first passport when I was 8 years old. Keep or destroy.
Keep. I think I'm becoming a hoarder here.
Yeah, we're both
Yeah.
hoarding because I actually thought, what if someone finds this passport and travels on it?
And it's highly unlikely.
Imagine the inception level of thing that would happen. It's my
Yeah.
passport when I was 8.
Yeah.
So someone would have to be an 8-year-old boy who looks like me
But in 1982.
in 1982 to travel on my expired passport.
Correct.
In the present, but from the past.
Yeah. So you're
Keep.
saying that if someone kept it, traveled back in time, and looked like you, they could travel
Travel
on the
with it.
passport.
And for that reason, I'm not destroying it.
It's highly likely.
This is why we're a hoarding people.
Yeah.
Because we, as a people, Indians, our first thing is always what if?
What if? What if?
What if?
See, even that receipt that you have for that interior work,
Yeah.
I've
What if
kept
he comes
mine.
back?
What if he comes back? Because my guy
He's
came
died.
back. His son will come. He's saying, मेरे बाप को पूरा पैसा नहीं दिया इंटीरियर काम
दिया
के
है।
लिए. ये देखो receipt, full and final payment
वो
receipt.
है आपके पास?
Oh, receipt है.
He's trying his luck.
He tried.
15
People
years
will
later.
come back. They
Yeah.
will ask. And this is why I have kept the receipt also for the work that I have done. Plumbing and a few
It's
other
no
things.
trust society.
Yeah.
This is why we can never have an
We
empty
can't
house.
move on.
You look at houses in Europe and it's totally empty. Guys doing yoga thing because he's living in
Yeah.
a trusted society.
That's why sometimes I pray for some form of, not major, but a mild natural calamity. Like a flood or
Then
just
you're
like,
not at fault.
Then it's not my fault. It's all gone. It's
Yeah.
just gone. Oh shit! It all got washed away. Oh ho ho. And then you're just, I don't know. Then you feel like you're light. You're floating. It's just you.
And you're also thinking no one stole it
Yeah.
because it got washed away. But
So
I'm
sad.
so paranoid that one part of my head would be like, yeah, but it got washed away. What if the check ends up
It'll
in
float
some
into
other
someone.
part and then he dries it and then writes a check and cashes it? I
have
must
to go
swim in the flood
and look
find
for
my
my
first
four
passport.
leaves of the checkbook.
Yeah, this is who we are.
This is it.
Connected to that, my last conundrum. I'm giving away some old clothes
Right.
and there's a charity that comes and picks it up from your house.
Right.
Then you go online, they keep it in a storage space, and you go online and you pick the charity you want to donate to.
How nice.
It is quite nice. And I did that and I picked the charities I wanted to donate to. And a guy called me and said that I made the wrong choices, that there are other charities that needed more of my help. Could I reallocate my charity? And you had and obviously I got into a conundrum and I got in touch with you. And you had a good point. You said this is like someone meddling with your will.
Yeah, I mean, like now you've asked me.
Yes.
These are the things I want to give away. Like you've done your due diligence, whatever was capable in
Yeah.
the amount of time you had. You felt for these causes and you felt that I want to give it to them. Now, if the guy comes and says, sir, but that lady over there, she's
a crook.
She's a crook. I just want to tell you. I mean, ultimately, it's your decision.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that, they have big corporate backing and all that. So then
They don't need it
they
as
don't
much.
need it as much. I think you should consider these people. See, then it becomes another conversation. The whole idea of a lot of these technological things was to eliminate all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, then I find it just better to just like leave it on the road, and then people who need it will just take it.
The algorithm is for me to choose the charity.
Yeah, and if I'm going to choose, then it should go to those people, no?
And then next step, they'll be like, sir, why did you eat Mexican last night? Why didn't you eat Chinese? Hey, who are you?
Yeah. Why are you telling me?
This is why I have a machine to make my choices.
Correct.
It's like someone from Amazon showing up in your house. Say, why did you buy that air fryer? I said, Daddy, you're a website. You're not supposed to manifest into a person.
Yeah.
I spent 4 hours on this website also yesterday looking up even a lion versus tiger, who will win.
Yeah.
Will you come and tell me what to do? So I think the whole point of an algorithm is a human shouldn't later get involved. That's the whole point of... And in India, I don't think we can let go of humans.
That's the thing is that,
Even within the website, a person will enter.
yeah.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at? You're picking Akanksha, the charity, over Pratham.
And this is the problem with all the apps, is that we think we're actually talking to a machine.
No, no.
But you have to remember that
Yeah.
you're always talking to an actual human who has their own biases and opinions.
And even say you do all your banking online, there is some relationship manager who's judging you.
Yeah.
He has access to your accounts.
Yeah, of course. I get a call, like I make a transaction or like there's
Why
a
do
big
you do that?
deposit. So just want to let you know that you have other options of spending this thing that has come into your account. I said, why are
Why are you
fucking
seeing
looking?
it?
Why are you looking into my account? Why? Like I didn't ask you to firstly.
Who are you?
Who are you? So I'm your relationship manager.
How do you get my number?
But I mean, and it happens more and more that every decision you make is coming with judgment. Every
Yeah.
purchase you make, every call you take, and people are constantly trying to knock you into the direction that they want. So these apps are actually just people. You have
Yeah.
to think of all of them as just like some aunties and
Yeah.
uncles and disgruntled people who just want to knock your decision their
I
way.
felt good because I gave some of my charity money to a blind association. This guy calls it, tells me they are very corrupt. Now, what do I? Now, the moment a human has got involved,
So they're not blind only. I said, but then why do you have them on your side?
why are they on your side? Yeah.
I said that if you
They're
know
not
this
blind, they're just
information,
deaf. They're not blind.
they're not blind. Huh?
Then put that on the website.
Then say over there that these guys are frauds. Say under that.
See, these leave some things just so human can call you. You know, like even when I was apartment hunting, a lot of things exist, photos of flats, just to get your number for a guy to call you.
That's what I'm saying. That
The flat is
it's
not
a
there only.
human. All of these things are just basically to put you in touch with another human.
Yeah. Everywhere else, an app is there to remove humans.
Here, it's only to add humans into your life.
Sometimes, I'm telling you, in the future, in Uber, when you book, a guy will call and say, "Kahan jana hai?" And he's not even the driver.
He's a rep of the driver.
He's a guy who's
Yeah.
calling on behalf of the driver.
Yeah.
He's just calling, "कहाँ जाना है?" नहीं, वो ड्राइवर को इधर ही जाना है वहाँ पर. आप कौन है? मैं हूँ sir.
मैं वो ड्राइवर का एजेंट हूँ.
This is a nation of humans
Yeah.
hiding behind websites. Now, the more digital we get.
Correct. They're just peeking behind your app.
They're like, we're here, yeah.
Yeah.
Why
You can't
did
see
they-
us. You can't see us. You can't see us.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
here behind that buy button. We're
Yeah.
here behind that select me. We're
You want
here
insurance? What do you want?
Hi there. My name is Nitin Sundar.
And I'm Abhishek Chopra. Join us on Heads and Tails, a weekly cricket podcast where, true to our name, we help you make heads and tails out of the top cricket stories of the week. Before we jump headfirst into the tales of cricket from years gone by.
On this podcast, it doesn't matter if the coin lands heads or tails. At the end of the day, cricket is the winner. Catch Heads and Tails wherever you get your podcasts.
Kunaal.
Yeah.
So, you were being bothered by light.
See, lights in the sense that I like lights. I don't have a problem with lights.
You like things lit.
I like things lit. I love festive lighting and all of that. It's just that I've been driving around Bombay recently. Over the last few months now, it's been 4-5 months, and I found that everything is now lit up like it's a festival. I mean, I could have understood it for, 26 Jan, there was Christmas, there was Diwali, New Year. Now, wherever I'm traveling, like even the street lights have string lights around the street light, and then there's a fluorescent multicolored bird on either side of the lights, and then there are stations with string lights all over them, and then you have these underlighting, and then now they've started lighting the trees with this green underlight, and then there's the lights of the sites under construction with these halogen lights. So everything is like it's bright and lights in your eyes and in your face. Even the street dividers now are lit. So it's like I don't know, everything is just lit up, and it's just seeming like what am I in? Like, am I in some sort of...
It's like living in the movie Yarana.
Yeah.
With Amitabh's outfit. It's like living in that outfit.
In that outfit, and everyone is in that outfit.
If young people are listeners, they don't know this reference, they should Google this reference.
Sara Zamana, Hasino Ka Divana.
He wore an outfit that was fully lit.
I had that outfit. I've spoken about this before.
Of course.
It had batteries.
This is why you drinking water is worth 2 crores as a voice note.
It had a little 9-volt battery at the back with I should put the switch on and off.
Did you dance in it?
Of course. I mean, you dance as a 9-year-old.
As in you didn't go to school in it?
No, that was not allowed. So I'm saying coming from there, as a 10-year-old who has worn a lit up costume and that actually flash, I'm still troubled with all these lights.
So London is lit mostly neon.
Neon.
Yeah, because I think it's energy efficient.
Okay.
So there's not much yellow street lights in London now.
Right.
It's blue street lights. And blue is a miserable color. It makes the city look like a hospital.
Right.
So if you drive through London at night, the whole city has a blue neon haze.
Right.
Which feels either like a BBC murder story from the 1980s or it just feels like living in a hospital. Bombay is very yellow. It's very yellow.
Bombay used to be, I mean, the street lights were, that they were just generally yellow. But I think that now what's happened is that it's moving to combinations of yellow, green, blue, red. I mean, it's everything. It's it's like a barat. It's like it's like you're expected to constantly dance.
Yeah.
At a barat.
No, and it's
noisy
for a band
also. And you're just supposed to then start moving your whole body and go dunk.
You're permanently living in a sangeet.
In a sangeet party.
Yeah.
Like what is going on?
Construction sites that are lit to show you houses that are not built.
Yeah.
There's a massive neon sign outside my house, which is a countdown to how long it will take for a building to receive its occupation certificate.
Yeah.
It's brightly lit.
Yeah.
And it's a second by second countdown. It's a ticker.
Yeah.
I mean, when the builder goes to jail, the ticker stops. That's a different problem. I think we've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Our producer is just pointing out, saying, you've said this before. In the last episode, he's reminding us. So, because clearly I live across from it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why it's having such an impact on it. I can't get over it.
Yeah.
It's lit. It's this big red light in my face.
The thing is that I find that lighting generally is the last thing that's done when something is ready. Like say you're putting up a Christmas tree or you're building a house, and it's ready for Christmas. The house is ready or, the tree is now decorated and now you string lights around it and then you see, oh, it looks lovely. Here we're lighting up things while it is a construction site.
Yeah.
While the road is not fully ready, while, there are boards everywhere, there are these tarpaulin sheets, there are these things protecting you from falling debris. There's like these trucks everywhere, which are just these cranes.
Yeah.
And everything is lit. And it's like, oh, like it's ready or like is it done?
Yeah.
And
but
is it a distraction? I just feel that they're trying to distract me. They think I'm a mosquito or a fly.
No, just even the coastal road. It's a full construction site.
Yeah, but
at night it's brightly lit for the public to say, what? Oh, this is going to be built.
It's like you're driving through garbage and a dump and a war zone, but they've put twinkling lights on it.
And India's in that place where you're constantly, because the way construction is coming up in India, it's like we're building the country all over again, right? Everywhere you go in India.
It's a celebration of construction.
Yeah. This is like an orgy of cement that we're in the middle.
Correct.
So as you're driving, it's sort of like, see this? See this? See this other thing? Lights.
So that's what I constantly feel like they're trying. I mean, just generally, I'm being distracted by the lights. Like they're trying to distract me from what actually exists behind the lights.
Darkness. Our airports are also well lit. Unfinished airports are very well lit. They're like, this will be an airport.
But right now, just stare at these lights.
Just look at these lights.
Oh, bright lights.
It's like you have your own Jochi. Isko dekhiye.
Kahan?
उधर मत देखिए, वो अदानी है. इधर देखिए.
Oh.
Not there. No, don't look there. That's a BBC raid. You look here.
Oh.
There is something in India called capital gains tax.
Yes.
And if you want to save capital gains tax, you can put your capital gains into a government bond
Yes, you can. Yeah.
for 5 years, and you can't touch it for 5 years. Now, the government takes that money and invests it in national infrastructure projects, roads, highways. Now, let us say you were a very finicky person and you wanted to say which road or highway or airport your money was going into. Could you be like a meddlesome person and go and ask them which highway they will put your money into and then go and see whether that work is progressing or not?
Well, you could, but they wouldn't entertain you. That's a
Why
separate
not?
thing. Because I mean, once it's absorbed by the system, it just becomes
You just
one
get a piece
large
of paper,
mass and it
yeah.
just becomes
And
like
you get a bond.
Yeah, you just get like, oh,
Sad.
this is now it's just part of like this amoebic sort of life form where your money has like it's been
Yeah.
absorbed into that.
Sad.
And now it's just going to go about building infrastructure projects, hopefully. I've always thought that it should be like if they're saying, like if you put this money into this road or into this infrastructure project, you should have to go with the cash then.
Yeah.
Either you go with the cash and you pay the labor yourself over there
Yeah,
on site.
yeah.
So, कितना सीमेंट लाया आज?
Yeah, yeah,
ये
yeah.
लो आपका 500
You
510
are the national highway.
छुट्टा दे दो.
Yeah.
So you then get into the thing that you feel that it directly went. I
Yeah.
bought that cement. There was that khadi that was needed. I got that road roller guy. I paid by the hour for 5 days. So you can oversee how your money is spent. I mean, it is a time-consuming thing, but that's one way to do it. And then you say, like, I spent it. I gave that guy. I bought him. He needed lunch and all that. His daughter's wedding and all that stuff. All that I looked after everything. So now I've invested it. The other way I've always thought is that a lot of these projects, they cost so much money.
Yeah.
I've always thought that if you laid out actual money, it would actually cost less.
Like say the Bombay Worli, the Bandra-Worli Sea Link in Bombay.
If it was
It's
built
a 40,000 crore project.
or whatever, how many ever thousand crores. But I thought that if you built it in actual coins, it would
Yeah.
even cost even less. I'm not saying it would stand. I'm not saying it would be structurally sound. But I'm saying that it would literally be able to be built with the like if I had crores of rupees in 1 rupee coins, melted it down, I'd get enough metal to build that whole thing.
It would. You couldn't take cars, but you could.
I'm saying that
But if that amount, 40,000 crores, if you
Yeah.
laid down.
someone has to lay it down.
So laying down 40,000 crores in the shape of a bridge.
Yeah.
Let us say there was a man mad enough to do that. For a bomb from Bandra to Worli,
yeah,
to lay that down, you would need
80,000
land
crores. Yeah.
just for 40,000 crores. Just for Bandra
You need
Worli
land
Sea
on
Link,
either end.
you would need land
Engineering.
from Bombay to Ahmedabad
Right. Architectural drawings.
to just lay down money.
You'd need all of that, yeah. But
I wish you that amount of money.
No. I just feel that, like every time you pass the sea link and you're spending whatever $100, and I felt that like they still haven't paid off all the debt on the sea link.
No.
And it's been 10-12 years, and I keep thinking that I've spent like a couple of lakhs
I'm
on
in
this.
debt.
I've spent a couple of lakhs easily on the sea link myself personally, one individual.
Yeah.
Because in a week you end up going 6-7 times. You've spent like at least $1,500.
Yeah.
And in a month you've spent like so easily over 10 years I've spent a few lakhs on the sea link. Me personally, and
yeah.
everyone else in the city like has spent that much money on the sea link. So I keep thinking that if I have, that means clearly I own one small, not own, but I'm saying that I could have paid for like 1 square foot on
Yes.
that sea link
Yes.
easily, with all the costs involved. And I'm saying that there are like thousands of me's. So easily that ceiling could have been covered in the cash if I had just kept laying down the cash on the road
Just
itself.
give it to them. Yeah.
Like it's just build it with this money only. Just take the money, build it with the actual money. Don't let it go anywhere else. It doesn't
Yeah.
pass through hands.
Into a
nothing,
bond.
Into a bond, nothing. With this note only you build
Yeah.
it. Roll it into a little roll, and instead of that you use it, it'll still be able to build it.
So it's very good. I haven't been in finance for many years. But this could be the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
This could be one
This
up there.
could be up there.
Yeah.
There was a time you had an idea about eating an orange and making a noise,
Yeah.
which was about as dumb as this.
This is much
But
dumber.
this is definitely the greatest idea that you've ever had,
Yeah.
as dumb ideas go. So well done.
Thanks. Pal, I was watching the test match recently.
Yeah.
And there's these ads that are playing. They're very disturbing ads. It's for insurance, for life insurance. And in one of the ads, there's a guy who they've shot. He's clearly not suffering, but they got an actor who's thin and they've shaved his head and all, make him look like he's suffering from cancer. And he says, "अगर मैं life insurance policy लेता तो इतना अच्छा होता." And he's like very sad that he's dying, and he's just like, it's very. They wanted to show a dying guy regretting not having taken life insurance. And then there's another one where there's this lady and she's cursing at this photograph of her dead husband and saying, "Kitna harami hai tu? Insurance policy nahi le sakta." And he's shouting it, and there's a garlanded photo of her dead husband. Two ladies, separate ladies, shouting at photos of their husbands saying, "Itna harami aadmi," or whatever. They don't use the word harami, but हमारे बारे में कुछ नहीं सोच सकते थे. And they're abusing the dead guy for not taking the policy. Now I'm saying maybe
And
this
serious.
will work.
This is
It's
not
just
a
serious.
funny-
It's not a joke. It's not done with any tongue in cheek or anything. It's dead serious. Are these ads going too far with, like they've started abusing the people for not buying the product?
Do you think it's going far enough? Like, I think, could you do a condom ad where there's a guy shouting at his son, saying, "You should have never been born. Never. If only I'd used this packet. If only this packet. Your school fees are 4 lakhs a
Yeah.
month. If only I used this packet.
Yeah,
Never make this mistake.
correct.
Kohinoor condoms."
It's too late.
Boys crying in the corner.
Yeah.
Real father-son.
Yeah.
Like,
You want this? You want this? Just use the condom, you asshole.
yeah, straight into camera.
Yeah.
I think that this is the thing. Just have two guys. This is an ad I would do for cough syrup. Have two guys. Just one guy going and dies.
Yeah.
And it says no actors involved in this.
Yeah.
Another guy takes the cough syrup, drinks it, and just says, "मैं जिंदा हूँ या मर गया." Cough syrup.
मरना नहीं है तो ये लेना.
Yeah. And the other guy is actually dead.
Yeah.
So I think that not enough real people are used in ads.
But I'm saying that, like, see, this is still for cough syrup. What if it was for cornflakes?
Yeah.
And one guy ate the cornflakes, and one guy ate the rival cornflakes and died.
yeah.
क्या
खाना है तेरे को?
This one will kill you, and this one,
It's tasty.
it's fine. It's okay. But that one will kill you.
It'll kill you.
Or like a guy is wearing some clothes or something, and someone says, "You look like shit. You look like shit. Wear this shirt." I'm saying simple. Like this simple.
Very
You
simple.
look like an asshole.
Yeah.
What are those pants? Wear these pants. I'm just it's simpler.
I
Like
think
I look
ads-
so good and I look so bad and like this.
Someone just abusing you. क्या पहना है?
Yeah. कुछ ढंग का पहनो. I think that's also where a lot of our Indian ads have gone, because there's another ad where someone's shouting at another person for not dressing in an Indian way. They're dressing in a Western way for a function, and they're saying you don't deserve to be here or in the photograph.
Correct. I've seen that ad.
That like you're not dressed.
So they tell him to change. He goes and changes.
Changes.
Then he's allowed to.
then
be
he's
there.
allowed to be in the.
So
photo.
what you're saying, actually, this is quite an interesting point. What you're saying is that
It's coming from shaming now.
it's
people.
now shaming.
It's now the advertising is not about. It's not about desire. Like a lot of these ads are about. Don't be a chutia.
So here's my suggestion for a phone ad.
Yeah.
So 3 guys, Vodafone, Airtel, Jio, sitting around. And the 2 friends are like, "You have Vodafone? Loser. You're always a loser. In school also you're a loser. Your wife has left you. Your parents don't love you." And the Vodafone user gets up, slowly goes out into a corner and jumps out of the window.
Good, he's gone.
And then you focus on his dead body,
Yeah.
switch to Airtel or Jio.
Yeah. So I'm saying, why are
Say
we
you're
holding
in a
back?
car, in a Honda, and there's a guy crossing. The Honda runs over the guy. Guy dies. Says, इन दोनों में कौन बेटर है? ये आदमी के पास पैसा नहीं है, गाड़ी नहीं है, मर गया. इस आदमी के पास Honda है.
जिंदा
Honda
है.
खरीदो, जिंदा रहो.
Yeah.
Buy a Honda.
Don't be a pedestrian. You can die.
Don't be a pedestrian.
Yeah.
Figure out some way in life, make money, run over that guy.
So that you can be the guy in the car, not the guy being run over.
Don't be the guy who's run over. Yes, he'll go to jail, but he's got a Honda when he comes out.
Yeah.
Honda. Live.
These
These are the ads we should make.
ads, yeah.
These are the ads.
We definitely have a future in the industry.
We are very clever people. Listeners, if you agree with our cleverness, which I'm sure as sensible people you don't, write to us with your idea for ads,
Yeah.
for your crazy ad ideas. And these are not conundrums. We'll read out any of your ad ideas. The
Yeah.
crazier, the better. We're at Our Last Week. No, we're not. We're at patreon.com/Our Last Week. If you want to be a
we're
Patreon
at-
subscriber.
We're at Audiomatic.
No. Our Last Week at audiomatic.in.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's where we are. So send us. So please join us on Patreon and become a subscriber.
Yes,
And then send us your ads at ourlastweek at audiomatic.in.
please.
And we want to hear your crazy ad ideas. Put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Put it on your clothes.
Or die.
Our Last Week. Listen or die.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
You were listening to Our Last Week, produced by Rajesh Tahil and Avdut Khanolkar, hosted by Anuvab Pal and Kunaal Roy Kapoor, assistant producers Akansha Kadam and Rahul Vaswani.